Good evening, everyone. Myself, Ashu Sharma. I welcome you all in series of operating system. And today we will see this is important topic for fundamentals of computer. Operating system is an interface, as we all know, that between a computer user and computer hardware. So we can say it's the end user and that computer hardware. In between that, it works as a bridge. So an operating system is a software which performs all the basic tasks like file management, memory management, process management, handling input and output, controlling peripherals devices such as disk drives and printers. So some of the popular operating systems that we have to work with that Linux operating system, Windows, VMS, OS 400, AIX and Z operating systems. This is examples like Mac operating system. So there are various OS available for different applications to work with. Here we have this diagram which just works as an interface of operating system. That OS is here, which having this system software and application software that is connected to operating system. And this is that CPU, RAM, and I/O. So we have that processors and the memory and input-output peripherals. End users are here. So between the end user and this hardware, this is acting as a bridge. So this is one of the category of system softwares where we can put OS and it works as an interface. So this is a very basic structure. Next is some of the functions that we have of operating system. Functions of operating system, number one is memory management, processor management, device management, file management, security, and some other concepts are control over the system performance, job accounting, error detecting it, as well as that coordination between the other softwares and the users. So in memory management, it refers to management of primary memory or main memory. It is a large array of words or bytes where having that size of 32 bits and 64 bits of word, where each word or byte has its own address. So main memory provides a fast storage that can be accessed directly by the CPU. For a program to be executed, it must be in the main memory. So if we are using secondary storage devices, so first it comes towards that primary memory and then only that CPU will be able to access that. An operating system does the following activities for the memory management. Keeps tracks of primary memory such that what part of it are in the use by whom and what part are not in use. Second is in multi-programming, the operating system decides which process will get memory, when and how much. Next one is allocates the memory when a process requests it to do so. So if that distribution is required, then only that allocates the memory when a process demands for that, and deallocates the memory when a process no longer needs it or has been terminated. So these are basic steps that we have in terms of memory management. Next one is the processor management. In multi-programming environment, the operating system decides which process gets the processor, when and for how much time. This function is called process scheduling, as we all know that non-primitives and primitive schedulings. And operating systems does the following activities for processor management. There is a concept of traffic controller, which is program which is responsible for this task of keep tracking of processor and the status of process, allocates the processor's CPU to the process and deallocates processors when a process is no longer required. So this is that we have as category of primitives and non-primitive schedulings, which is very, very important for multi-programming environment. Next one is device management. An operating system manages device communication via their respective drivers. It does the following activities for device management: deallocates the devices when it is not in use, allocates the devices in efficient way, decides which process gets the device when and for how much time, keeps tracks of all devices, having that IO controller, which is a program which is responsible for certain tasks of device management. So these all are important points when we consider these device management. Next is the file management. A file system is normally organized into directories and for each navigation and uses. These directories may contain files and other directions. An operating system does the following activities for file management: allocates the resources, deallocates the resources, decides who gets the resources, and keeps tracks of information, location, usage status, and the collective facilities that are often known as file system. So except these, there are some other important activities related to security by means of passwords and similar other techniques. It prevents unauthorized access to program and data, control over system performance, recording delays between requests for a service and response from the system, job accounting, keeping track of time and resources used by various jobs and users, error detecting aids, production of dumps, traces errors, messages, debugging and troubleshooting type of stuff, and then the coordination between the softwares and the users, assignments of compilers, interpreters, different translators are there, and other softwares to various users of the computer system. So these are some of those functions that we can just point out once we talk about the operating system and its functionality. So thank you very much being with me in this session. If you like these videos, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so you may get notification of the latest uploaded video. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.